So it looks like the war between Ye and Adidas continues, as earlier this week, Adidas actually announced the latest phase of Adidas Yeezy releases, to which shortly afterwards, Ye took to social media to boycott the release, making claims that Adidas wasn't paying him any royalties for these releases and that they're currently suing him in court. So at the end of the day, he's essentially asking fans to make the morally conscious decision to side with him, the creator, or Adidas, the corporation. Now, this release in question here, of course, is the 350 V2 Steel Gray, which is said to be one of many releases which, according to Adidas' official press release, slated for the duration of the month of March. So we have a full month of Adidas Yeezy releases planned. Now, as far as this release, it actually went live. The raffle went live earlier this week. It actually ended today at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And at the time of this recording, as far as the 350 V2 Steel Gray, it looks like you have a full size run sitting. Not one single size has currently sold out. So it looks like, as far as Ye goes, it looks like he has won the first battle. But remember, this is a war, and Adidas has many releases planned for the entire month. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this whole situation plays out, because of course we all know the 350 V2 isn't as popular as it once was. It doesn't hold as much value on the resale market. So I feel like maybe this was an easy pass for most people, but we'll see if people can resist. As I jokingly mentioned previously, you know, if Adidas was to drop like a crazy Yeezy Grail, like something like the 750, but let's keep it real. We already know they're going to be dropping slides and foam runners. So we'll see if people can hold out for those releases, and as well as the resellers, which, as we know, those joints, you know, do have a decent profit margin coming in with a low retail entry price point. I believe they're going to buy those joints up anyway. So I guess you might as well just go for them anyway. So we'll see how this whole situation plays out. For me personally, I'll be passing up on these releases. For me, just without the Ye cosign behind it, these releases don't really have the same energy, but that's easy coming from somebody that's, you know, bought Yeezy releases over the years. I've already been able to enjoy a lot of these models. So for me, it's really easy to pass up on, but I'm just speaking for myself. I know many people haven't been able to buy a lot of these sneakers throughout the years. So maybe this will be their first opportunity to be able to buy some of these classic Adidas Yeezy models. So who am I to really tell you guys what to do with your money? But as for me, I'm standing with the creator, and I'm definitely loving my Yeezy pod. So we'll see how this whole thing plays out. Currently, these 350 V2 Steel Grays, as I mentioned, are sitting in a full size run via the Confirmed app. So we'll see what Adidas decides to do with all of these unsold pairs. My speculation will be that they'll probably send these off to some of their retail partners. As we see right now, if you walk into some of your local Finish Lines or JD Sports, you'll see various 350 V2s actually sitting on the shelves, which are actually from the last Adidas Yeezy sale, which they weren't able to sell. So maybe that's what they mean by selling pairs at least at cost. It looks like Adidas forecasted that there is a high demand for a lot of these releases. So maybe there will be surprise. Maybe Ye's power and influence will stop many people from buying these releases, and eventually we'll see a lot of these pairs dumped off to their retail partners. And who knows, if people actually don't buy these at full retail price, maybe one day, who knows, just wishful thinking, but Adidas would possibly discount some of these pairs. So it's going to be interesting to see how this whole situation plays out. Again, we have a full month of Adidas Yeezy releases planned for the month of March. And in other sneaker news, it looks like the next Adidas Fear of God Athletics drop has been confirmed. So as I'm scrolling around through the Confirmed app trying to monitor this Yeezy 350 V2 release, I noticed that Adidas has the next Fear of God Athletics drops already loaded up into the app. So coming up this Sunday, March 3rd, we have two releases. So it looks like we have the Fear of God Los Angeles, as well as the Fear of God Basketball 1, a sneaker that I really actually enjoy, you know, quite a bit. Well, I would say from a design standpoint, but I gotta be honest with you guys, I haven't really rocked these joints too much. As you see, they are sitting on the shelf back here, so I most definitely, you know, gotta get a little bit more wear out of those joints. So it looks like, as far as the colorways go, we have the clay variations of both of these models. We've seen these pairs, you know, teased for a little while. We've seen the early leaks. So I gotta say, while I'm not a huge fan of the Los Angeles, I definitely dig the basketball model, and I'm feeling this clay colorway. It's simple but effective. I'm rocking with them, but am I enjoying them enough to dish out another $250? I mean, I don't really know. I mean, we do still have the weekend to kind of think this over, as these joints will be dropping Sunday as a Q drop. So essentially, you can kind of look at a confirmed Q drop and compare it to something like on the Nike sneakers app. So as far as this release goes, depending on the stock numbers, we'll probably determine if these will sell out. If they actually drop a lot of these, just like the first Fear of God Basketball 1 model, I would imagine they'll probably be easy to grab. They'll probably sit on the app. But if they are limited, like that Christmas Eve drop, remember that all white pair, expect them to sell out instantly. So it's going to be an interesting release to monitor and something to contemplate, when thinking about copping these. So both of these pairs, again, will be dropping coming up this Sunday. And as far as Fear of God Athletics overall, while I was a fan of some of the footwear that dropped for the first release, I would say many people criticized the price points as well as the clothing. And I would say overall as a whole, like as far as the sneaker community goes, I would say the release so far hasn't had the best reception. I would say it's kind of more reserved for like Fear of God enthusiasts, and some Adidas fans I feel like jumped on it. So I enjoyed the basketball model. We'll see if I actually go for this release coming up Sunday, but just wanted to give you guys the heads up because I know we got a lot of Fear of God fans here. So in other sneaker news, before I get up out of here, it looks like according to Z Sneakerheads, we have a brand new Maniére 4 releasing. Now, we already did see that light pink, like burgundy-ish colorway leak on the feet of James Whitner himself, and surprisingly, it looks like they have another release similarly planned to release closely alongside this joint. So we got the first pair dropping September 19th, and then they're going to follow up this Fossil Stone colorway coming up on September 28th. Now, Z Sneakerheads and Sneaker Files, they always do a great job of coming up with mock-up images, but remember, this is just a mock-up photo and not what the actual sneakers will look like. So I'm not mad at this. I mean, more sneakers, the better for people to enjoy. It does seem like some sneakerheads are kind of complaining that they're doing a little too much. Of course, all know everybody loves like their exclusivity when it comes to sneaker releases, but in all honesty, by them dropping, similar colorways, around a similar time, it just benefits the consumer because it just makes these sneakers a lot more accessible just to your everyday person. So it looks like both of these pairs will be exclusive women's releases, but of course they're dropping in extended sizes, so everybody should be able to enjoy. And it's kind of interesting that they're pumping out all these Maniére colorways, especially with James Whitner facing that allegation of the money laundering scandal over his head right now. So maybe he's just trying to go out with a bang and pump out as many releases as possible. We'll see how the people actually respond once we get the official images and get a better understanding of what these joints actually look like. But some exciting releases to look forward to from Jordan Brand. Let me know what you guys think about this upcoming Fear of God Athletics release, and what do you guys think about Fear of God and Adidas collaboration as a whole so far? And what do you guys think about this whole Adidas Yeezy war? Have you guys copped these 350 V2 steel grays, or are you standing with Ye and passing up on this release? And what are you guys gonna do once they drop those foam runners and slides? Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. We're gonna wrap things up right here. If y'all enjoyed the video, help me out by dropping a thumbs up here on today's video. So I'm JA, make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.